Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the F124 driver career. We are in Hungary today. This is the halfway stage of the season, I believe. Round bloody 12, lads. Round 12 where we've won 4 of the previous 11, but we've not won for 3 straight races. Because Lando Norris has been doing that, and we didn't win for the first 4 straight races because Ferrari were busy doing that. So we are top of the championship still by 13 points, but over the course of the last 3 Grand Prix, Lando Norris has been chomping away at that lead. Charles Leclerc has been falling off. Thank Christ for that. And actually, Fernando Alonso has been the one that's been on the podium with me more often than anyone else outside of Lando bloody Norris. George was able to get a podium in Austria, and he probably would have gotten a podium in Great Britain as well. But he had a bit of a to-do with Lewis Hamilton on the way into the pits, and it didn't really go well for him. Went worse for Lewis, but didn't really go well for him. Fully dry weekend other than a smattering of rain in practice 1, so we'll be able to nail down the setup and hopefully have a pretty respectable Hungarian Grand Prix weekend. Our previous form here, out of curiosity, is 7th, DNF, and 8th, actually. Okay, so points, but not great points thus far in my career at Hungary, or a retirement. Let's not do the retiring today. Let's aim for top 5 again as always, but with Lando winning week in, week out, kind of need to start winning myself again if possible. Practice went okay. We had to use quick practice to get the majority of the qualifying pace resource points, but we were able to tweak the setup slightly enough to find an extra 3 or 4 tenths. So that's positive in terms of outright lap pace, but I did add more downforce, meaning I'm going to be slower in a straight line, and there is only really one overtaking opportunity here, which is at the end of the start-finish straight. So I might have made myself quicker in a lap, but slower in the race. But that means we should be better on our tyres in the race, so maybe we're still going to be as competitive? I hope so. Anyway, I'm going to put some fresh bits in so that we are as competitive as we can be. Might as well just put completely fresh bits in for every race and then just use the other bits for practice, because our wear is so good now at this stage of a save that we don't really need to worry about it too much. So to quali we go, expecting to struggle to make it to Q3 actually, based on what we've done so far here, but in the race I hope with strategy we can make it work in our favour. Finish the lap and I can read that message. Fernando 1:12.6, which is pretty monstrous. Anything in the 12s for me is good. It's not. Oh, it's slow. Oh, it's really slow. Oh, it's really slow. Right. I did a 13.1 in practice, and then when quali's come around, I've lost half a second. I don't really know how I've managed that, but I have done. Your championship leader at one of the circuits where it's most difficult to overtake starts last. Right, hoping for penalties to all of my championship rivals, please. In before Lando on pole and Charles Leclerc second.
Lando Norris will lead us away
Lando on pole and Fernando Alonso second.
Fernando Alonso alongside.
Lando might make it 4 in a row, you know. Oh no.
Leclerc.
Oh God, Leclerc third, Russell fourth at least.
Oscar Piastri.
Hamilton maybe with a pen. No, Hamilton's just not quite on it.
Sonoda.
I'm going to be at the back, lads.
Perez. Sainz. Verstappen.
Oh
Hulkenberg.
dear. We're going to have to pull off the comeback of all comebacks here with some rather remarkable strategy.
It's almost time for the lights to go out. And alongside me in the commentary...
Oh, God, I genuinely can't believe it hasn't... It went the way that it did.
It's going to take a monumental effort from you. I need you to push incredibly hard if we're going to get a good result today. Let's go and make it happen.
Yeah, you think? Hard, medium is slower than medium, hard. I would like to end on the mediums though, that's the only thing. There are some hard runners. I think starting on the hards is probably the way forward. Is it possible? Is it possible to remove that stint? Yes, but still not very quick. Well, shit. I think hard medium, and then we just go hard medium and see how they're doing. Around the corner and immediately into my grid box. Okay. Well, dirty side of the grid, and right at the very back. Off we pop for what is probably going to be quite an emotional Grand Prix. What can we do in Hungary? Any drama turn one? Any Valtteri Bottas's? No. Alright, I hear contact. Can't see any contact. Wasn't really anywhere to overtake there either. This is going to be the long game, ladies and gentlemen. Just as well there are 70 laps. I had a bit of a run there, but force wide and couldn't really commit either way. This is where using the softs in this early stage just isn't the right call, because you're just not going to be able to utilise the pace of them. So going longer on the hard is definitely the right plan.
That's a decent start. Good job.
Excuse me. Excuse me, Ollie. Thank you, Ollie. I exist, Mr. Behrman. Just swung across there as if I wasn't there. Hello, mate! Woo! Hello! Yeah, see, I put the extra downforce in for the quali lap, and then balked the quali lap, and now I don't really have the downforce to fight in a straight line. So at least back here, driving slower than we would be is hopefully going to make the tyres last longer. So a one stop could be a possibility. That's another Sauber dealt with. There's an Aston Martin in the lead at the minute, actually. Max Verstappen's down in 16th, so he's not necessarily having a fun time right now either. In a straight line, we're basically on par with everyone else. It's fine. So far, so good. There's a bit of a gap opening up though to that. Well, not even a bit of a gap. There's a giant gap opened up to the front train. They are gone. Well and truly, vamooshed. It was a terrible turn forward. I basically just cut the whole bloody corner. I didn't gain any advantage from it, so it's alright. No idea what to do from here tactically. With that front train disappearing so far down the road, do I pit early and then just try and use as much battery as possible and gain as much gap back as I can, or do I just stay out super long and then try and be a bit of a bus? Hello, Max. Picking them off one by one slowly is working, but there will come a point where
mate. That brings you up a place.
I won't be able to do that anymore. And then we'll have a decision to make. There's an Alpine at the front of this train that is carrying some damage. Actually, it might be a Williams, actually. I think Alex Albon is carrying quite a bit of damage here and is slowing everybody. Concentrate, Ches. Slowing everybody up. Because I might know it's a Haslett. The Williams has got past as well. So someone's got damage. People are slowly working their way past them. and then disappearing off down the road. The minute Alonso leads though, and that's better for me. Lando and Charles Leclerc second and third right now. Inside the Williams. Perez loses another position. Ricciardo's now past him. This is going to be a bit more dangerous into turn 1.
6 seconds.
Can I sneak around Perez too? Go on, Nico. Nail the throttle, pal. That one was cleaner. Right. Can we get after anybody else, or is everybody else now faster than me on my hard tyres? Lando, you'll notice, has pulled away from Charles now, and there is a train. That says to me, although it was Fernando that was leading, and that Ferrari looks like he's pulling away from the Aston Martin now. So are we looking at a similar situation with Fernando Alonso that we were with Sergio Perez, in that there is some front wing damage there, and a stubborn driver that doesn't want to stop?
Okay, so gap to the car ahead.
Alternatively, it might be
6 seconds.
It might just be tyre wear. If Fernando's on the softs, which I actually think he is, his tyres might just be dying. I think it might be tyre wear. Lando was on the hards, Charles was on the mediums, and Fernando was on the softs. So I think it might just be tyres, not damage. For Perez, it's damage. But for Alonso, I think it's not quite so serious. Slowly reeling those in front as their medium tyres start to wear. What their medium tyres do, distance-wise, gives us an idea of what we might be able to do at the end of the lap and at the end of the race as well. If they do close to 25, I can probably do 30 at the end. Go on, Nico, take him. This is awkward. Try and dip underneath them both, but it's not going to work.
Just so you know, we're getting some strange readings from a couple of the sensors.
I'm alongside Ricciardo here, though.
Worried, just some bad data. So keep doing what you're doing. I'll let you know if we notice any genuine problems. Okay, nice work.
Is a great overtake on Daniel Ricciardo. Nico Hulkenberg next. Daniel loses two places in a couple of corners, and we follow Nico Hulkenberg through. Just able to keep my front left tyre inside the white line for it to be a legal overtake on the outside of turn 4. Steady. Let's not get carried away. Hulkenberg next, then Albon is points. Soft runners in the pits after 15 laps. Hamilton and Alonso. Hulkenberg went defensive, but it's not going to stop me coming through. Time to get after that Williams, up to P9 now because of the boxes. Alonso fastest lap of the race, 15.9. He's in traffic at the minute. Leclerc is not. Sorry, Hamilton is not. Although Hamilton has now set the fastest lap of the race because of that. Gaining slowly on Albon. Dragging the two Alpines with me. But the gap to Yuki is quite stagnant at the minute. If it is coming down, it's by like a tenth here, half a tenth there. So that's where strategy is going to have to come in handy for us. Strategy, track position, and just aggressive driving. I'm in an awkward situation where I need to be aggressive, but I also need to look after my tyres, and I can't really do both. I don't know if I'd earn enough time on a fresh set of softs at the end of the race to warrant not pitting, if you know what I mean. Or to warrant pitting, sorry. 3.7 to Tsunoda now.
Great pass.
Both V-carbs in front of me now. George is in at the end of lap 20. his first stop off his medium tyres. Gasly's in too. Now is where we find out if the one stop is actually going to work.
Okay, George is coming in.
Loads of drivers in. Everybody but Lando. Well, basically everybody but the hard runners. So I'm now actually running third right now. Here comes Fernando. Trying to lose as little time as possible here. He will disappear now. Tsunoda in the pits on 25.
Right, we need to get past here. Use overtake. Use overtake.
Lando's boxing as well. Lando's out of the box in front of us. Not going to fight George too much. Let my teammate through. I could box 35 and 60 or 35 and 55. But I'm not sure yet whether that's the right play or not. In a minute I'd be tempted to pick 35 for mediums. You're going that way, are you? I'd be tempted to pick 35 for mediums and then 57-ish for softs. But I don't know, it's a two-stop. Gets me anywhere near a top 5. To be honest, I don't know as either strategy gets me anywhere near a top 5. But one stop at least gives me a chance of causing some delay to other drivers in this stint. Before they box again. I don't know when these other guys will box again. They're going medium, which says to me they'll go hard at the end rather than medium, soft. They might go medium, soft, to be fair. I would expect medium, hard.
Gap to your teammate ahead, 12.0 seconds.
It's Lewis through. We did hold Lewis up quite a bit though. So much so that Gasly's actually joined us behind now as well. We'll try and concentrate and stay within a second of Lewis if I can. I don't think it's going to be possible. But he's the first driver that's gotten past me that I think it might be possible. It was possible. DRS on Lewis. Now the longer we're able to maintain DRS on Lewis and or Pierre Gasly, the more a one-stop strategy comes back towards us.
Okay, focus. We need to stay on form.
Yep, we are going to box this lap for a set of medium tyres at exactly half race distance. The view to doing about 20 laps on this set that we're about to put on. And then about 15 laps on the soft set at the end. And we should, hopefully,
There seems to have been a bit of a problem removing the left front wheel. We need to try and put that
be able
behind
to
us,
make
though,
up
and finish
enough
the race
time
strong.
on fresh tyres to discount the extra pit stop. Here comes Stroll behind us. We are coming out in 12th.
You only have to stop once now. One stop left.
Time for pedal to metal. Close back down on the Alpines. They've gone medium, so their tyres are going to be quite worn now. They'll be stopping quite soon, actually, I think, for another set of hard tyres. Or for a set of hard tyres for the first time.
More power.
I'm just going to set the hard tyre as my next tyre, just in case there's a safety car of any sort. Obviously, if there's a safety car any time between now and lap 55-ish, we'll be going to the hard tyre because softs won't last. But if there's no safety car, I will look to box. The game wants me, or my team wants me to box at like 53. Don't see the soft tyres doing that many laps.
Okay, gap to the car ahead, 3.0 seconds.
So I'm going to try and box about 57 or 8. 58 preferably. And then switch to the softs and try and make up as much time as possible, just as we have done on this medium set. You see the position top left has changed in between highlights because of other drivers' pit stops, etc. We haven't just magically made a handful of positions. Just as earlier we went from nowhere to third. And Lewis is with me now.
Is stopping now.
But I'm hoping to be able to hang on to Lewis. Last time I couldn't, but there's less of an offset in tyres here now. So now might be the time where Lewis drags me along for a little while. It helps my strategy. I can actually fucking drive without crashing.
Yellow flag.
Oh, Tsunoda's round. Well, thanks for the position,
clear.
mate. Yuki Tsunoda has just spun it at turn 1. Ready, steady, 1, 2, 3, and whee! Round she goes. Very quick to put it in reverse, to be fair. And is not on his way again yet, because he's waiting for his teammate, I think. Then he should be able to get on his way. If he waits for Max, he's an absolute moron. Tsunoda is a moron, he's waiting for Max.
Okay, mate.
20 laps to go.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
I am going to switch that to softs. I'm going to try and take these mediums to lap 57 or 8. Because these have done 15 laps. Daniel Ricciardo's out. No safety car though. These tyres have done 15 laps. And these are the mediums. And they're already 23% worn on the left. So the softs, sorry, just aren't gonna... They're not gonna last. Was Verstappen in 9th behind me? It is now not Verstappen in 9th behind me. Hulkenberg 18 seconds down the road. I wonder whether Max hit or Max was involved in an incident with
Caution.
Ricciardo. Maybe Ricciardo just retired in front of him and they got stuck behind him. I'm not sure. But where is Max now? Oh, Max boxed. Okay. So my option at the minute is either pit for softs in a few laps' time and hope to be able to make up time to get myself back to at least 9th. Box now for hards and hope to be able to make up enough time to get myself back to 9th. Or try and stay out on the worn mediums for another 20 laps. Probably not going to happen. And try and hold on for 9th. I think 9th is probably the best we're going to be able to muster here, unfortunately. But something is better than nothing. If I hadn't have balked qualifying, we could have been challenging for a top 5, but I balked qualifying. Lando's just boxed again. He has. Lando's just boxed for mediums. So George actually now leads the race. George from Fernando from Leclerc. Go on, George. Lando and Leclerc in 4th and 3rd respectively is very good for me. As good as I could possibly hope for at this stage, but it's a case of will they have the pace to make up the positions that they've lost? Probably. But hopefully not. Hopefully George and Fernando can hold on for 1st and 2nd. No preference really as to what order they're in. Although obviously it would be nice for my teammate to win the race. Come on, Pierre.
Come on, you can win that place back?
I don't think so. So the plan now then is basically box for softs, make it back past Albon and Hulkenberg, and then try and get a fastest lap point. So 8th and a fastest lap point. Don't think we closed the full gap back to Gasly. That's just far too ambitious. Yes, the softs will be quick, but they're not an entire pit stop's worth of time in 12 or 13 laps quick. Let me through, Checo. Thank you. Here we come then. Soft tyres, please. Not a shit pit stop, please. Probably going to be one anyway.
Okay, there seems to have been a problem attaching the right rear wheel. We need to try and put that behind us, and let's finish this race strong.
This save is screwed for pit stops. For broken pit stops, is absolutely broken.
That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Let's
At
go.
Ferrari, we had dead pit stops almost every race. And now at Mercedes, we're having dead pit stops almost every race. The only 2 stops I've made in this Grand Prix have both been rubbish. Both been 2 and then 3 seconds slower than they should have been. Thus costing me about 5,
Right, we need to get
to be
past
honest,
here.
probably
Use overtake.
6
Use
by the
overtake.
time I'm out of the box, etc. Seconds worth of race time. Which is wonderful. Absolutely superb. Really happy. Thank you, lads. So now I've got 13 laps, including the one we're on. So 12 and a bit laps to try and close down on Albon and Hulkenberg. This is going to be a challenge. Having DRS here, though, off the back of Max might help for the fastest lap attempt. We'll put together a good lap. Is it a fastest lap or is it not? It might not be, actually. No, I think it is. 13.3.
Fastest lap of the race. Keep this up. Well
Do you
done.
think that was considerably the fastest lap of the race? I think Lando's previous was a 14 something, so by over half, well over half a second, fastest lap of the race. Well, that's an extra point for us. I've just got to go and get my 8th place back now. We're only 6 seconds behind them, with 11 laps to go. Although tyres on the left are 5% worn already. Lando's back in first. But I'm pretty sure Lando's back in first. George second. Fernando third. At least Charles Leclerc is having a poor race, but Lando is going to be, if I finish where I am now, ahead of me, no, I think exactly level with me on points as we head into the next round of the championship. So any position I'm able to make from here is effectively by how much I'm going to lead the championship by. And already the softs are starting to lose performance. Catching Albon and Hulkenberg has been pretty straightforward. Getting past them will be slightly more
Got a lot
difficult.
of spare energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
I definitely don't have the pace to pull away from them as well. Plus, the tyres are just continually dying. So we should be able to take P9 and then P8. But then I might be under pressure from behind all the way to the end. See, Alex gave me racing room into that corner, Sergio Perez didn't. They're definitely broken a much more optimum position that time than I did with Sergio. I wouldn't be surprised if the braking point was actually not too dissimilar. It's just the weight of the car at the beginning of the race. It's what made the car plough on forwards. So that's P9. We'll get P8 by the end of the straight with the DRS because we're much more aggressive than the AI are. Just because F124, not really anything else. Hoping for better on 25, aren't we? And then we'll see if we can maintain the gap. I'll try and get a second down the road. But you've seen the way that Alex Albon's been able to hang on to the back of me this lap. It's probably going to be the same for both of them moving forward. I'll try and open a second or more, but I'm not confident of doing so. I do think we'll be able to maintain the position though. So P8 is as far as we'll get. That should be 4 World Championship points plus the point for fastest lap. Which means I should be leading the championship still, but by 3 points rather than 23 points, as was the case prior to lights out. Which sucks, but it could have been worse. It's still a really decent recovery from 20th to 8th if we're able to finish here. Which it does look like we're going to be able to because I have been able to open up that second. Excelente! Right, 3 laps to go. See you at the checkered flag. Lando Norris makes it 4 in a row. The second driver this season to do so. And he is the man to beat right now. The most informed driver on circuit. And our podium streak comes to an end. Rather abrupt end. George, I think, was able to come home second though, so that's great for the team. With Ferrari not scoring great points at all. 4th and 6th for them. Not that we as Mercedes have done much better with me being where I am, but at least George is going to gain on the 2 red-coloured drivers in his World Championship fight. He's not really in the fight, but he's certainly taking points off my rivals, which is what I very much need him to do when days like this turn up. P8. So in this save in 4 seasons, we've managed a DNF, a P7 and 2 P8s at Hungary. We evidently had the pace to finish significantly higher than that. But qualifying was qualifying. My fastest lap of the race, with like 12 laps worth of extra fuel on board, was 0.3 of a second faster than my minimal fuel quali run. That's how bad my qualifying was. Not very good at all. Not very good at all. There was genuinely the opportunity for either a podium. We have a heated rivalry with my teammate now. That's the first heated rivalry I've ever had. Sorry, George. Please work with me to help me win the championship. Tar. I am behind George at the minute in the ratings rivalry, but we're not far off 92. Well, my focus has gone down a bit there. And still 50-50 in the recognition stakes. What does the Drivers' Championship look like? I believe I'm 3 points clear of Lando Norris. It's Spa next. Now that's a circuit we do tend to do well at. So I will be hoping to do the same again.
Rival.
I know I've got a new rival.
This is the perfect opportunity.
And we're going to hear the same thing that she says. However, just kidding. I love working with you.
My very exclusive clientele. That's a joke. I love working with you.
Yeah, love. So top of the championship by 3 points. George is 6th in the championship at the moment, but we are only 14 points behind Ferrari in the constructors. So very much in both championship fights. We of course won the constructors last year with Ferrari. We'd love to get back-to-back constructors if we can with 2 different teams. Would be quite the achievement. With Belgium to come. Oh dear. First, second, third, 8th. Lando has not been outside the top 5 other than Bahrain. And 4 straight victories for him. In Belgium last year, we got a P4, a P2 the year prior, and a P9, no, actually a podium in the Haas. Go on, Ches, lad. So, hoping for a strong weekend in Belgium, genuinely. We should be challenging, provided it's not bloody wet, we should be challenging for a podium and or a race win. Should be a podium or a race win here. And it's one stoppable in Belgium. We've gone with a harder tyre set again, but it is one stoppable. Fully wet first practice, mixed conditions P3, and mixed conditions in the race as well. So what that means for our potential competitiveness is probably not as competitive as we'd like to be, but starting dry, probably very swiftly onto an intermediate tyre, and then onto dry tyres at the end. So it's probably soft into medium, I would imagine. But that is going to be quite the Grand Prix to try and negotiate and manage ourselves around. Not an easy one, that. We'll put some older parts in for practice, of course, and then we'll be able to... Some of them are already the older parts we've got in the car. And then Belgium's always good fun. It's a really, really great racetrack, especially now that it's got the updated visuals, etc. of F124. And we should have some extra tracks with extra visuals in F125 as well, hopefully. But 44 laps of the Belgian Grand Prix is coming to you next time we are on F124, which shouldn't be too far in the distance. Thank you very much for watching today's episode. Very much hope you've enjoyed it. Very much hope you're enjoying this 4th season. The championship just got a lot closer. Yikes. Bring on Belgium. I'll see you later.